Welcome back to Jadu Forms. If you watched our earlier video, we created a form, and that's where we're at right now. You can see we're in the form structure page. Remember that in Jadu Forms, a form contains one or more pages. So we're going to create a page and then add elements to that page. Then we'll add our newly created page to our form. To create a page, we can look along the left margin here, and there's an Add Page button, and we want to choose Create New. After we click on Create New, we'll be prompted for a name for the new page template. Remember that Jadu uses the terms page and page template pretty much interchangeably. So I'll just call this page 1. And here at the University of Minnesota, you must click this slider to make your page form specific. So always click that slider, then click the Proceed button, which will take us to our page. You can see there's a shaded area near the top of the page, and that's where we drag the elements that we find on the left side. For the first element, we will drag a text field. So I'll grab the text field over on the left, just click on it and drag. And when you drag it onto the shaded area, you can see the dotted line appears around the shaded area, just giving you a visual cue that you're in a place where you can drop that text field. When you drop the text field, the left panel is going to open up with prompted for a new question. The terms question and field and element are used somewhat interchangeably, but you might think of a question as an instance of an element. So when we drag an element into the page, it becomes a question. So we're just going to ask for someone's email address. Then the component type, you can see is text field because that's what we chose. We're going to click the slider for Use Validation, and this will allow us to ensure that whatever they type looks like an email address, that it does sort of a syntax check on the email address. And we'll also make this required, so I'll click the slider for required, and then down at the bottom of the left panel, click the Add Question button, and that will add the question to our page. You can see what it looks like there. We'll add one more question to the page. For this one, we'll add radio buttons. So I'll just grab radio buttons on the left and drag it. When I drag it on top of the existing question in the page, you can see that two shaded areas appear, one above and one below. And we could drag this new element into either of those two areas. I'm going to drag it into the lower of the two areas. And when I let up my mouse button, just like before, the left panel will change to ask me for information about the new question. So we'll say, what is your favorite color? And in a little bit farther down the panel, you can see that there's an Add Answer button. That's how we add each individual radio button, each individual answer. So I'll click Answer, Add Answer, and we'll give two choices for this, maroon, and click Add Answer again, and gold for the second one, and click Add Answer. And if I scroll down a little bit, you can see we can set a default answer, which defaults to the first one in the list. I'm going to make it required as well. And I'll click Add Question to add that question to our page. That'll take us back to our page, and you'll notice up at the top there's a Return to Form Structure button, which I'm going to click to go back to our form structure. Notice our form still has no pages, but now we have a page off on the left panel, and I can grab the page from the left panel and drag it out into the shaded area. And when I let up, you'll see that will add the page to my form. It comes up with a prompt for page instructions. So if you want page instructions at the top of the page, you could type them in here. I'm just going to click Save, and that will show me the form structure. The last thing we're going to do before we finish this video is we are going to take a look at our form live. To do that, I'll click on Publish along the top menu, just to the right of Pages. When you click on Publish, you'll see there's some choices on the left. Right now my form isn't live, so I'm going to click the slider to make it live. And then the View Live button is available, and I'll click View Live. That will open another browser tab, which will display my form. So that's our form live.